What do the Amish call us, people that are not Amish? Well, they call us some different things. One of the most common terms is simply English. They call us the English or English people. Now, why is that? The main explanation that I've come across is simply due to the fact that we speak English as our primary language. The Amish arrived in this country in the mid-1700s, roughly. At that time, you had a lot of Germanic-speaking people that were coming to this land, not just Amish people. German or dialects of German was the first language of those people. So, in contrast to the people that spoke English as their native language. Now, not all Amish call non-Amish English. Now, there's at least one community or group of Amish that has a different term for non-Amish people. That would be the Amish of the Geauga County, Ohio community, this is the fourth largest Amish community, thousands of Amish living there. And their term for the non-Amish is not English, but Yankee. So I asked Saloma Miller Furlong, who grew up Amish in that Geauga County community, about where does this Yankee term come from. She actually heard an idea from a man named Stephen Scott, who I've mentioned in these videos before. He was a friend of mine. He's passed away, but he wrote a good number of books on the Amish. His theory was that, New Englanders settled in that part of Ohio. This was northeastern Ohio. So they were quite literally Yankees. Saloma wrote that I think Steve is right about this theory. The timing would have been so that the Amish and the New Englanders were settling there simultaneously. Until I left the Amish, I didn't know that other Amish didn't use that term. So there you go. That shows you kind of how, you as an Amish person, you have certain ways and customs and things that, ways you do things. You may not even be aware of all the different ways that other Amish do things. So one other note here on what the Amish call non-Amish. An Amish friend of mine noted that when they're speaking Pennsylvania Dutch, they call non-Amish people, and I'm going to mispronounce this probably, but they call them Hooklites or high people. And someone who leaves the Amish is called Hook Ganga, or meaning went high. That's what my Amish friend Mark, who's from the Holmes County, Ohio settlement, would use to refer to non-Amish when speaking Pennsylvania Dutch. He actually also added that in his community or in his area, he actually said that we don't really use the word English a lot. And he said kind of humorously that I almost get the idea non-Amish visitors are almost disappointed we don't use it like they have read or heard. So that may be the case as well, that, some Amish may even use non-Amish as a term. That can vary. Now, I definitely hear Amish using the term English. I would say I've heard that more often, probably among the Lancaster County Amish. On the same question, Saloma Miller Furlong said that we also used Hooklite or sometimes Englisholite in our own language. Light would be people. She said only when we were talking in English did we use Yankee. So there you have examples of how the term would vary depending on what language the Amish person is speaking. So I went into a little detail there, but I hope that explains to you why you may have heard an Amish person call you English, and you may be like, well, what is he talking about? I'm not an English person. I'm an American, right? Well, it's just the term that a lot of Amish will use, so of course not all Amish, to refer to non-Amish people. Let me hear your comments, and always enjoy reading your comments, any experiences you've had with this, term. What have Amish called you before? Maybe you've got another term that we didn't cover here. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to talking to you next time.